Okay, come on then. Here we go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Here we go.
All the best.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, what number was it again?
245?
Yeah. Yeah, flat 245. Holly Court 245. She's not anything that. Later.
No one there. No access. Yes, it looks like...
I wanted you to get on that car because that car stopped there and there was this 3-year-old woman and an old man in there.
Yeah,
and I think one of the women was me mum, I think, and I think she'd come to drop off and all that.
I think I've got the...
And because they sat in the car for ages and they were all like that with their head down, and I was staring in the car and looked at all of them to let them see that I was looking at them. And then the woman who was in the front, who I think was my mother, was like that to him, go on. And the guys turned the motor off. He started the motor up and got off again, right? So when I rang the bell, it's like, is Mr. No, she's out. Like, so I was saying, well, can I come in? She's out, he was saying, after ringing the bell, Mr. Church. So I said, well, I've got a bunch of flowers here. Let's come in and give her the flowers and leave the flowers. So he rang the buzzer. I went in, found me way eventually up through the flat. He lives on the top floor, and he was coming down the stairs to meet me, right? But when he was looking over the banister, he was like I was there, and he was going, yes, do you want to just leave the flowers? So I don't know if he's a bit blind or what. But anyway, so he's there about leave the flowers. So I gave him the flowers and I said, where is Mrs. Church? And he just goes, oh, she's out. I said, what time's she coming back? Oh, I don't know. Like, and I goes, well, you know, I'd like to see her. Look, I'm telling you, you're not going to see her. You know, leave. You've got to leave now. Go away. You're in my flat. Da-da-da. You know, and started arguing. I was saying, well, you know, I want to see Mrs. Church. And he's like, well, she doesn't want to see you. I said, is that how Mrs. Church feels? He was saying, look, you're not going to see her because I said so. This is my flat. I'm the boss. I'm the boss and you're not going to see her. And he said, and if you don't leave now, I'm going to ring the police. I went, OK, go on, ring the police. What are you going to tell them, eh? He said, never you mind. He said, you've come in, you've come into me, you know, like you've forced your entry or something. He didn't say that word. He said, like, you've come in uninvited. I went, no, Mr. Church, you rang the buzzer and let me in, remember? So he goes, well, Mrs. Church doesn't want to see you. I said, I want to hear Mrs. Church tell me. Go and get Mrs. Church and let her tell me she doesn't want to see me. Right. And he was saying, oh, or something, no, you're not as important as you think you are, or something like that. I went, no, I am, you know, to me. That's why I'm here. I said, maybe you're not. You're saying it. That's how you feel. So he goes, get him, having a listen. So he goes, so I kept saying, yeah, that guy over there having a good look at us. But never mind, back on to me. I'm the important one. I'm going to be talking. So he's just arguing, but he was like that, looking away at me all the time. So I was saying, are you Mr. Church too? He was going, yeah. I was saying, well, I'm a relative. Do you know who I am? So he's going, yeah. I said, well, I'm a relative of Mrs. Church and I want to see her. Well, you're not going to. I said, well, let Mrs. Church tell me that. Not you. I don't care what you've got to say. I want to know what Mrs. Church's got to say. And he's going, oh, no, you're not going to see her. And, yeah, there's somebody else having a look. And that's it. And kept turning away and turning to walk away. So I said, well, yeah, then hang on, Mr. Church. I said, you're a relative of mine. I went, you're my stepdad. And look at you, the way you're talking to me. You're my stepdad. And you're talking to your stepdaughter like that. You've never met her, but you're denying her, you know, to see her mother. What's that saying about you? So he, you know, he was like, you know, he was spitting when he was talking. He looked well preserved, old man, like. But, you know, he wasn't having any. I wasn't going to go any further anymore. Isn't he cheeky, eh? You're not going to. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. But that car was interesting because that, I think that was my mother in it. And it was like, you know, and I kept calling him back and arguing with him, but it was like he just kept saying the same thing, and I was saying the same thing, so it was like a stalemate. I was going, well, why can't I see her? Why can't I see Mrs. Church? He was saying, because there's no future. I was going, everyone's got a future, and it's up to you what it is, you know, and I know my future, and I'll be back, and I'll see her, and I'll just keep coming back, and you won't stop me from seeing her. What's that like?